Hey everybody, so today I'm here to do a review of the Medela Freestyle breast pump for you guys. I was super excited to get my hands on this. I feel like I hear a lot of people talk about it, but I could not wait to experience it for myself. First off, a while back I made a video on upcoming breast pump reviews. In that video I went all over the points I was going to judge those breast pumps on, what to look into when you're purchasing or choosing one for your insurance plan, whatever it may be. I went over a lot of stuff when it comes to breast pumps in that video, so if you want to go ahead and check that one out. I also explained in detail why I chose to judge the pumps on certain things. Also, I did want to say, as usual, I'm not going to be judging the pump on comfort because that is a personal preference for everybody. The only way you're going to know if it's comfortable for you is if you use it, since it does vary from person to person. Also, I won't be comparing it to any other pump. This is going to be a review strictly for the Freestyle. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to read you down the oh my gosh, it's been a long night. I'm going to read you down the bullet points of the things I've judged on. I'll go over and show you all the different things about the pump, and then at the very end I will go over my personal experience and what I think about it. Quickly, what I was judging the pump on was price, function, ease of use, recommendation or reviews, portability or power options, accessibility to replacement or spare parts, customer service, durability, and noise. So first off, price. As for the function or ease of use, it is pretty simple and straightforward. As you can see, there's not a ton of buttons, there's not a ton of options. It's really easy to use. Also, since it does have a memory button over here, it does make it a little easier. As for recommendations and reviews, it gets about 4 stars across the board online, and that's pretty true to word of mouth as well. For portability and power options, obviously this was designed to be a portable pump, so it is operated on a rechargeable battery, which has a 3-hour time span on it. Obviously it's pretty small and compact, so it is very portable. It does also have this little clip if you do need to clip it onto your pants and walk around with it. As for the accessibility to spare parts or replacement parts, they are still pretty easy to find, but not necessarily quite as easy as the Pump and Style Advance, and that is just because of the unique mechanism that it has on the back here. So it is a little bit different, but as far as the flange go, you can basically find those anywhere. As for the customer service, as always, Medela's customer service is amazing. I have had absolutely no issues with them ever in the past. As for the durability of this pump, I can only speak to it as I've used it on and off for 4 months, but I will say that the manual says that it can be used for occasional or daily use. However, if you plan to use it for daily use, just know the approximate lifespan of the pump per the manual says that it is for 3 15-minute sessions 1 day for a year. So that is their lifespan for it. Is that enough to get an exclusive pumper by? Probably not. However, I've known a few different women to exclusively pump with a Freestyle their entire journey and actually use it for more than one journey of EPing. So I really feel like it's just kind of, you're going to take a gamble if you want to try and use it that much. It might go out on you, it might not. I really can't speak to that. Per their manual, it sounds like it might not be a good idea. However, like I said, I've known ladies who have done it. When it comes to my experience with the durability, I will say that, I've knocked it off the couch a couple times. It's pretty durable and I haven't had any issues with it. As for noise level, I will say it is a pretty noisy pump. So just a couple other little things about the Freestyle. It is a closed system pump. That is what this mechanism on the back of here is. It's to make sure that no milk gets into your tubing should it ever start to back up. So it is a closed system pump, although it is intended to still be a single user. I have the tubing right here, and you can see that it is designed to be either a single or double pump. It does have the 2-phase expression. It also does have a cycle rate of 50 to 110, and a nursing baby sucks about 45 to 55 times a minute. So those are just the little tidbits about it. I'm going to go on to showing you what the pump looks like. This is obviously the motor itself. This is the power button. This is the memory button. Let down, this increases suction, this decreases suction. So when you turn it on, as you can see, I do like that the power button does light up. It has a light up LCD screen. It does have a timer on it. This is the memory button. As you can see, it goes straight to my memory. And like I said, it is loud. So I'm going to turn this down so you guys can actually hear me. As you can see in the LCD screen, it does show you the battery up there. And just as you guys saw, I just increased and decreased. I will say these buttons are like super easy to push. I know that might be strange to say, but it really is. It's pretty effortless. And there's not a ton of vibration with it. Even when it's cranked up all the way, it's not like super, like, it doesn't try to rattle off my leg or anything. But like I said, it is pretty noisy. That's really all there is to this pump. Down here is where you charge it, right there. And then to plug it in, it just has this up top. You take your tubing. Whoops, I have the wrong end in the flange. Okay, I can turn you off. So you just go ahead and you stick your tubing in here. And then you just take the other end and you stick it into the flange right there. So that is what it would look like. It's pretty straightforward. I will go over the parts over here. Like I said, it is a little different. You do have the flange. Obviously you can detach that, and that's what this looks like. I'll take the bottle off just so it's easy to show you guys. And then this back part just pops off. It does have three little things. So then it comes off, and then this little membrane does pull out like so. So you have three pieces to this, but I will say it's pretty easy to clean. I actually prefer this over the regular valve and membranes that are typically on the Pump and Style Advanced. But that's all that there really is to it, to the Freestyle. Like I said, it's super straightforward. There's not a ton of stuff to show you guys. Now, as for my personal experience with it, I do like how small and compact everything is. I can fit everything, bottles, flange, hoses, the pump itself, everything into a Jujube Quick, which is about this big. Like I said, it's super compact, it's lightweight. I also like that when I'm in the car, and because it is a battery operated pump, I don't have a ton of different like cords and tubing and everything going. I just have to worry about the tubing to the pump, and that's it. I will say though, even on the highest setting that it has, it took me twice as long to empty. Keep in mind, I am an oversupplier. I do pump for about 30 minutes. So to pump that long, it's not really ideal for me to pump like close to an hour just to empty. But if I'm in the car, if I'm in a pinch, I need that, it's not that big of a deal for me. Or if I was pumping and I didn't necessarily need to, it wasn't time yet, or I wanted to just throw in a power pump here and there, it's no big deal. You know, I could take that extra time. Like I said, I like that this pump is pretty straightforward. It's really easy to use. There's not like a ton of different stuff about it. I like that it's super compact. However, because of how long it takes me to empty, I do only use it occasionally. If you are an exclusive pumper, I would say, I don't know, I would probably skip this unless you want to get it for occasional use, and I think it'd be great. But I wouldn't choose this to pump every single pump session with, just because, like I said, it takes me a while to empty with. I also don't like the price point of it. I wish it was a little bit more affordable. I think some insurance plans offer it on theirs. I'm not 100% on that. I know mine personally didn't. So I do think it's a little steep of a price. But it could be worth it too. You know, you could need something compact and lightweight. But yeah, that is pretty much everything on how I feel about the Medela Freestyle breast pump. I feel like these reviews are becoming shorter and shorter because I'm getting so used to like saying the same things over and over again and pumping them out for you guys. But that is everything that I have for my review of the Medela Freestyle breast pump. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.